Hello, YouTube. How are you? You alright? Yeah, I missed you today. It's good to see you again. For this video, my friend Cameron has challenged me to read you some of The Fault in Our Stars, but for the purpose of today's video, we are renaming it The Fault in Our Butts. If you haven't read this book, I suggest you turn away now and read it and then come back. If you have read this book, then maybe this will be funny. I'm not taking away from the cancer or anything, that's an important topic, but this is just a bit of fun. And I apologise if I insult anybody with this. Chapter 1. Late in the butts of my 17th year, my mother decided I was butts. Presumably because I rarely left the house, spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about butts. Whenever you read a cancer booklet or website or whatever, they always list butts among the side effects of cancer. But in fact, butts is not a side effect of cancer. Butts is a side effect of dying. Cancer is also a side effect of dying. Almost everything is, really. But my mum believed I required treatment, so she took me to see my regular Dr. Butts, who agreed that I was veritably swimming in a paralysing and totally clinical butt, and that therefore my butts should be adjusted, and also I should attend a weekly butts group. This butts group featured a rotating cast of characters in various states of tumour-driven unwellness. Why did the cast rotate? A side effect of dying. The butts group, of course, was butts as hell. It met every Wednesday in the basement of a stone-walled Episcopal church shaped like a butt. We all sat in a circle right in the middle of the butt, where the two boards would have met, where the butt of Jesus would have been. I noticed this because Patrick, the butts group leader, and only person over 18 in the room, talked about the butt of Jesus every freaking minute. All about how we as young cancer survivors were sitting right in Christ's very sacred butt and whatever. So here's how it went in God's butt. The 6 or 7 or 10 of us walked, wheeled in, grazed at a decrepit selection of butts and lemonade, sat down in the circle of butts, and listened to Patrick recount for the 1000th time his depressingly miserable life story. How he had cancer in his balls, and they thought he was going to die, but he didn't die, and now here he is, a full-grown adult, in a church basement in the 137th nicest city in America, divorced, addicted to butts, mostly friendless, eking out a meagre living by exploiting his cancer-tastic past, slowly working his way towards a butts degree that will not improve his career prospects, waiting, as we all do, for the sword of butts to give him the relief that he escaped low those many years ago when cancer took both of his nuts but spared what only the most generous soul would call his butt. And you too might be so butts. Then we introduced ourselves, name, age, diagnosis, and how we're doing today. I'm Hazel, I'd say, when they get to me. Butts. Thyroid originally, but with an impressive and long-settled butts colony in my lungs. And I'm doing butts. Once we got around the circle, Patrick always asked if anyone wanted to share, and then began the circle butts of support. Everyone talking about fighting and battling and butts and shrinking and butts. To be fair to Patrick, he let us talk about dying too, but most of them weren't dying. Most would live into adulthood, as Patrick had. Which meant there was quite a lot of competitiveness about butts, with everybody wanting to beat not only cancer itself, but also the other butts in the room. Like, I realise that this is butts, but when they tell you that you have, say, a 20% chance of living 5 years, the math kicks in and you figure that's 1 in 5, so you look around and think, as any healthy person would, I gotta outlast 4 of these butts. Oh dear, I've skipped a page. The only redeeming facet of Butts Group was this kid named Isaac, a long-faced skinny guy with straight blonde hair swept over one butt. And his butt was the problem. He had some fantastically improbable butt cancer. One butt had been cut out when he was a kid, and now he wore the kind of thick glasses that made his butt, both the real one and the glass one, preternaturally huge. Like his whole butt was basically just this fake butt and this real butt staring at you. From what I could gather on the rare occasions when Isaac shared with the group, a recurrence had placed his remaining butt in mortal peril. Isaac and I communicated almost exclusively through butts. Each time someone discussed anti-cancer diets or snorting ground-up shark fin or whatever, he'd glance over at me and sigh ever so slightly. I'd shake my butt microscopically and exhale in response. That was funny. Yeah, cancer is serious though, so I apologise if I've offended anybody. Donate generously to cancer research. Bye.